My name is Harper, and for 23 years, I was told to be quiet, to be grateful, to obey. The one rule they screamed was, never defy this family. So I did. I defied them all. And in the rubble of their betrayal, I found the secret that built my first My name is Harper, and this is the night the silence inside me broke. You're finally off the clock, birthday girl. My dad, Richard, boomed as I slid into the last empty chair at our kitchen table. My muscles ached from the 8-hour diner shift. We waited, my mom, Carol, said, not looking up from arranging the store-bought cake. Let's eat before it gets cold. My brother Liam shoveled mashed potatoes into his mouth. Long line today? Yeah, I said. Good. We need the traffic. The conversation died. The clinking of cutlery was the only music. I thought of the melody I'd hummed while washing dishes, now forgotten. After the plates were cleared, my dad produced a wrapped box. For our hard-working daughter. I peeled back the paper. It was a stiff, new diner apron. It's a joke gift, my sister Madison said quickly, her smile tight. Before the real one. Right, the real one, my dad said. His expression turned serious. He slid a stapled document across the table to me. What's this? Your future, he said. I looked down. It was a spreadsheet. Line items. Dates. Item, room and board, ages 0 to 18, $42,500. Item, groceries and incidentals, $18,750. Item, college semester contribution, $12,000. Item, emotional and logistical maintenance fee, $13,750. My vision blurred. The numbers swam. A lesson in real-world responsibility, my mom said, her voice sweetly reasonable. We've carried you long enough, Harper. It's time you understood what life costs. The total at the bottom was circled in red. $87,000. You're billing me? For my childhood? For your upkeep, Liam corrected, smirking. Big difference. I looked at Madison. She studied her napkin, folding it into tiny squares. This is a gift. My voice was a whisper. The gift is clarity, my dad said, leaning forward. No more distractions. No more silly songs in the back room instead of restocking. The diner is your focus. Family is your focus. This debt is your focus. It's time to grow up. The room tilted. Every meal I'd ever eaten here turned to ash in my memory. Every bedtime story, a line item. Every bandaged knee, an invoice. All those years, you were just keeping a tab. We were investing, my mom said. And now it's time for a return. Liam laughed. Don't look so shocked. You didn't think it was free, did you? I stared at the paper. The cage I'd always lived in finally had a price tag nailed to it. $87,000 for my soul. The one rule they'd always drilled into me, never question, never be ungrateful, echoed in my skull. But the scream building in my chest was cold and quiet. It didn't need sound. I smoothed the paper with a hand that didn't shake. I made my face a blank page. I looked at each of them, my accountant father, my emotional loan officer mother, my smug collector of a brother, my silently compliant sister. Okay, I said. The word was flat. Final. My dad's smile was triumphant. Good. I knew you'd be practical. But in that single, quiet okay, I felt it. The lock on the cage door, turning from the inside. They'd given me a bill. They had no idea they just handed me the first page of my escape plan. After the birthday, I spoke only in essentials. Pass the salt. The coffee filters are low. I was a ghost in my own house. Every night, I'd empty my diner apron pockets. The clink of coins and crumpled dollar bills into my old mint tin was my only lullaby. The one thing they told me not to do was the only thing keeping me alive. In the damp basement, behind the broken holiday decorations, I found it. My old guitar, case dusty, strings rusty. The furnace hummed a low, steady note beside me. I cleaned it. I tuned it. The first chord I strummed in the silence vibrated in my chest like a sob. My phone glowed in the dark. A text from Chloe, "You alive down there, ghost girl? I typed back, barely. Can you come over? This place smells like regret and spiders, she whispered an hour later, ducking under a pipe. It's home, I said, and my voice cracked. She sat on an upturned crate. Talk to me. I didn't talk. I played. A shaky, raw melody. Then the words came, whispering out. They handed me a calculator, told me to add up the love, itemized the sunlight, taxed the air above. Chloe's eyes filled. Harper. That's everything. It's nothing. It's just noise. It's truth, she said, fierce. Record it. I can't. For who? For them. She grabbed my phone, opened a recording app. Do it. For you. My hands trembled. I pressed record. I sang the song I called Itemized Love. I posted it online that night, under the name Silent Symphony. No face. Just a shadow and a sound. The next morning, a comment. This made me cry at my desk. I've never felt so seen. Another, whoever you are, you just gave words to my life. A lifeline, thrown into my dark basement. Days turned into weeks. The clips piled up. Cage without bars. Interest on my soul. Then, a direct message. Elena, your voice holds an unbreakable truth. I'm a producer. I need to talk to you. I showed Chloe, my heart hammering. Is this real? It's more real than that bill upstairs, she said. Meet her. The day of the meeting, terror was a live wire in my veins. I wore my one nice shirt, hidden under my coat. I was at the bus stop when his voice hit me. Going somewhere? Liam leaned against the bus shelter, smirking. Into town, I muttered. For what? More musical inspiration? He made air quotes. I heard you scratching around in the basement. Still wasting time on that stupid noise. I said nothing, staring at the distant traffic. Dad's right, you know, he said, stepping closer. You're useless. A drain. You think a few creepy songs will change that? Every insult, every smirk, every line item on that bill coalesced into a cold, solid knot in my stomach. The fear evaporated, burned away by a sudden, clear fury. The bus rounded the corner, its lights approaching. I turned and looked him dead in the eye. I didn't recognize my own voice. It was steady. Quiet. Final. Watch me. His smirk froze, then shattered into confusion. I stepped onto the bus, dropped my coins in the tray, and didn't look back. As the doors hissed shut, I saw his stunned reflection in the glass. My heart wasn't pounding with fear anymore. Working with Elena was like learning to breathe a new, cleaner air. The melody is right here, in the crack of your voice, she'd say in her sunny studio. Don't smooth it out. That's the truth. We refined the songs from my basement. Silent Symphony was no longer just a secret. It had a profile, a growing stream of followers. Then, Elena released Itemized Love as a single. This one's going to find its people, she said. It did. Overnight, the streams exploded. The comments section became a tidal wave of shared pain. My parents charged me rent at 16. I got a bill for my own wedding gifts. Thank you for making me feel less alone. I was healing, stitching myself back together with every Me Too. But a low, constant dread hummed beneath it. They'd find out. My phone buzzed on Chloe's couch. A text from Madison. Just a link. My finger hovered, then tapped. The headline of a cheap gossip blog screamed, "Viral song Itemized Love is true story of family greed, sources confirm." My blood turned to ice. The article quoted a close family member describing the birthday dinner, the $87,000 bill. It named our diner. Our town. At the very bottom, a line. An insider confirmed the story was sold to this outlet for $500. Liam. He'd sold me out for pocket change. My phone erupted. It buzzed and rang, a live thing of pure venom. Unknown number. Ungrateful traitor. Dad, you are dead to us. We will sue for defamation. Mom, after all we sacrificed. You are a shameful, wicked girl. I played my mother's voicemail. Her voice was shattered, weeping. How could you do this? How could you shame us like this? We are a family. The guilt was instant, physical. An anvil on my chest, crushing the breath from my lungs. I'd done it. I'd broken the one rule, and this was the punishment. I doubled over, a raw, gasping sob tearing out of me. They hate me, I choked out to Chloe. She's crying. I'm a monster. No, Chloe said, holding me as I shook. He sold the story. He did this. But I wrote the song. I exposed us. The toxic shame they'd planted in me was in full bloom, choking me. This was the cost. This was the price of my voice. My phone rang again. Elena's name flashed. I couldn't. I shoved it away. It rang a second time, persistent. Chloe grabbed it. You have to answer. I took the phone, my voice a wreck. Hello? Harper. Elena's voice was sharp, electric. Are you seeing this? The blog. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Harper, the traffic from that trash article is insane. It's everywhere. 3 major labels just called. They want a bidding war for your debut album. The sobs caught in my throat. What? The advance offers are starting at 7 figures. Do you understand? You're going to be a millionaire. The phone slipped in my sweaty hand. I stared at Chloe's concerned face. The words wouldn't compute. A millionaire. The number echoed, colliding with the other number seared in my brain, $87,000. Harper. Are you there? Yes. The narrative is undeniable. A daughter, exploited, sings her truth, and her own brother tries to profit from her pain. It's a tragedy. And it's your breakthrough. I sat there on the floor, tears drying in salty tracks on. I took the deal. The first thing I bought was silence. A small, sun-filled house where the only sound was the ocean. No echoing criticisms. No hum of a furnace hiding secrets. The second thing I bought was a cashier's check. For $87,000. I mailed it to the diner's address. No note. It was the last piece of me they would ever own. My lawyer called a week later. Your father cashed it, she said. Good, I replied. And it was. I heard through the brittle grapevine of my old town that the diner closed 6 months later. Bad reputation, someone commented online. Who wants to eat where the owners charge their kids for existing? Liam's messages flickered into my phone, a ghost light in a blocked folder I never opened. Early ones were fury. You ruined us. You owe us more. Later, they withered into pleading. Harper, please. I need a loan. My business is tanking. We're family. I never replied. The confrontation I'd once fantasized about, the screaming, the list of wounds thrown in their faces, never happened. My victory was quieter. It was the silence I chose. My victory was on stage, hearing 10,000 voices sing the words I'd whispered in a basement back to me. One afternoon, my doorbell rang. I saw her through the glass, Madison, looking smaller, holding a single sunflower. My body braced for impact. I opened the door. Hi, she said, her voice soft. I know I don't have the right to just show up. I didn't say she did. I just waited. I'm in therapy, she blurted out. I'm realizing how trapped I was. I was so scared of them, I just complied. I watched them do that to you and I just folded my napkin. A tear slipped down her cheek. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just needed to say I'm sorry. To your face. The anger I expected didn't come. Just a quiet sadness. Do you want to come in? I asked. We sat in my kitchen. I made tea. The silence between us wasn't the old, heavy kind. It was just space. I listened to your album, she said finally. It's beautiful. It hurts. But it's beautiful. Thank you. Are you happy? I looked out at the endless blue of the ocean. I'm free. That's better. She nodded, understanding the difference. We didn't become sisters again, not the way we were. That was gone. But maybe we could be 2 people who shared a terrible history, having tea on a sunny afternoon. A fragile, new beginning. On my terms. Now, when I walk on stage, the roar is a physical thing. But in the second before I sing, there's a perfect silence. I don't sing for revenge anymore. I don't sing for them. I sing for the girl in the basement, counting tips in a mint tin. I sing for every person who's ever been handed a bill for their own love. I sing the truth, and it echoes back 1,000,000 times, healing the crack it came from. They told me never to defy them. Never to speak my truth. That loyalty meant silence. I did the one thing they told me not to do. It made me a millionaire. But the money was just a number. The real fortune was the key it bought. The key to the cage. My name is Harper. And this peace, this voice, this life I built from the ashes of their itemized love, this is my symphony.